Mai Wiru punya nganam ba, nganam juga aku. Banyak nganam itu kurban. Jangan harus nganam aja yang jadi orang manarlah orang Mai Wiru makan deh. Orang Mai buka kunci bukan kacar. Allah.
Well, the origins of Mai Wiru were back in the late 80s when a lot of Aboriginal people on the APY lands and professionals working there in Health and Women's Council became really concerned at the quality and prices of the food that was coming out of the stores, and stores were becoming a main source of nutrition at the time, and also the totally unregulated retail marketplace that we were dealing with. And in 1998 they asked me to do an incomes and expenditure study. And basically the result of that was that Anangu on the APY lands couldn't afford to be healthy given their income and the prices in the store. The reason for developing the policy was because of health. Really concerned about the health of people with diabetes and kidney failure becoming on the scene, and it's got much, much worse. So it was a health initiative, but to implement the health changes in the stores, we also had to reform and straighten out the operations of the stores. So it was a two-pronged attack to get the business efficient, which is still what's going on, and the health initiative to ensure that there was healthy and affordable food in the stores for the people.
This is a bit like the whole journey that Mai Wiru has gone through. You know, we always get there, but there's been a lot of hurdles and stumbling blocks along the way. So welcome everyone to what is for the team that have been working on this project for 3 years, an auspicious day.
On behalf of Women's Council, we are really honoured, and congratulations to Mai Wiru to making it this far. I think it's also a great dedication to the commitment of Anangu across the APY lands and their determination to improve the health and well-being of people in the APY lands, and nutrition being a key to that. And part of that being obviously access and affordability of food, and I think many of us take that for granted.
It needs to be emphasised that the rates of obesity and insulin resistance syndrome in our communities are now so high that the majority of our adult population over 35 will be affected. This provides a situation in which we are not aiming to target a subset or a risk group of the population with a nutrition strategy, but our whole population is both at risk and suffering disease. This is why an effective and sustainable store service will be an essential prerequisite for changing the health profile in our region.
So there's a lot of good things been happening, and I guess to summarise, I believe that what we've got now here in Mai Wiru is a successful and well-governed Anangu organisation. It's a partnership involving a mainstream not-for-profit organisation with experience in food supply matters, which is Food Bank South Australia, and it was certainly a project beyond their normal brief, and we're eternally grateful for their support. Both the Commonwealth and state governments have come to the party and supported us not only financially, but in many other ways. The private sector, through a number of major corporations, have actually supplied us goods at very good rates. And a national transport and logistics company in Tom, who've got a lot of experience in providing transport for very remote communities, and believe me, that is no easy task.
So the project here is exceptionally important. I want to thank everyone who's contributed and everyone who's come out here today, and it is with great pleasure that I launch these trucks and the current Mai Wiru project.
The purpose of Mai Wiru is to promote healthy food for healthy families in communities on the APY lands. In essence, our core mission is around providing healthy, affordable food and other essential items for good health to make sure they are available on a consistent basis at affordable prices. Most recently, we have undergone a significant change in our supply chain. We've now sourced all of our supplies out of Adelaide. That's allowed us to achieve considerable savings because the goods are no longer freighted from Adelaide to Alice Springs, wait around for a few days and then put on a truck and come back out to the lands. That means from the point of leaving Adelaide and the point of pickup of those fresh goods, it's less than 48 hours between then and delivery into the stores. So what we're seeing is really, really fresh, healthy produce being delivered to the stores, much quicker in many cases than what people would get in a local supermarket in a mainstream capital city. And so that's what we're trying to focus on. It's about bringing the price of good, healthy foods down. We work very closely with people like Women's Council and Nanapa Health to promote the health message. Our approach to it, though, is very much one of not being paternalistic in any sense, in dictating to people via prohibition or other means, but through education. Combine that with an approach which marries up with using market prices. An example of that would be we would much prefer people to drink water rather than sugary soft drinks. So as part of our policy, every Mai Wiru store has cold, chilled water freely available 24 hours a day. Inside the stores, we also have water available for a $1 bottle. We also do stock the sugar soft drinks. They can make a choice, 600 mils for $1, or I can look at a 375 ml can of soft drink for $3.50 or $4. Alongside that, there are the low sugar soft drinks as well, which are price reduced, so that instead of being $3.50, they'll be $2.50. So we're using those market prices to try and encourage people, again, to do that. We use other strategies as well. In some communities, for instance, we will only sell full sugar soft drinks in containers 375 ml or less. If you want to buy a 1 litre or a 1.25 litre bottle, then that will be sugar-free or diet soft drinks. The strategy there is really about portion control. A number of the Mai Wiru stores also provide a takeaway food facility. Traditionally, there were very unhealthy foods being sold through those. They were the fast foods, deep fried. What Mai Wiru is doing, in accordance with our policy of promoting healthier foods, is we are changing that balance. Again, we are not totally prescriptive to people about choice, but what we're trying to do is provide a healthy food offering for them. An example of that may be people can still buy a bucket of chips, but what we insist on is that they are also provided with salad. Whether they choose to eat that is their own decision, but we ensure that. And what we're actually seeing is that where we're offering that healthy food alternative, people prefer that. So it's a mixture of education, market mechanisms and portion control based around decisions from the community. So our objective in that area is to provide people with as much advice and information that allows them to make informed decisions for their own benefit. It is their community, it is their store. We're a not-for-profit organisation, which means that we have to distribute the benefits back to our members. And we will be doing that by providing some $200,000 this year alone to community benefit programs, which include such things as cultural programs, sporting teams, funerals, and a range of other community projects. And I think that is a really important thing, that Mai Wiru remains one of the very few completely 100% Anangu-owned and controlled entities on the lands. It is now a financially viable organisation, and the more that we can do that, maintain that financial viability, the more benefits we can put back into the community.
I think that now that the store's already on a good commercial footing, and with the setups with toll and food bank and the markets, now it's really time to get back into the health initiative. Because one of the things when the organisation had to establish itself as a freestanding organisation and lost its funding, the nutritionist funding went. And it's really difficult for commercial operations to have a nutritional input without that expertise. And that's what we're trying to get back to now with the Mai Wiru Sugar Foundation, and to assist Mai Wiru, the organisation, to get back and have that health focus again in the stores.
What attracted me to Mai Wiru is their philosophy, obviously healthy choices, healthy living, healthy alternatives to the Anangu people, and obviously following the story of a lot of people out here, a lot of locals. You know, they didn't have a lot of that fresh produce back in the day, and a lot of them are having a lot of health complications and concerns, and you know, it's sad to see that a lot of the times they don't have the transportation to go out to the local markets in Alice Springs or in Adelaide. You know, a big distance for them to travel, and unfortunately a lot of financial problems and hardships do arise. So Mai Wiru, being a strong company, giving back to that community and making everything accessible to them, you know, that's something that I was happy to stand by and work with. And when I first started, it was a very small blip on the radar. Now it's growing massively, and I'm just happy to be a part of the whole process now.